Hello everyone, welcome to my first video tutorial for Age of Empires 2. I'm Mr. Toth, aka Scorpion on AoE. This video is going to be about basic trigger editing. If you ever open up custom scenario in the single player game, you would know it's filled with a bunch of settings and tools to develop any kind of map you want. It's a little overwhelming at first, but it's actually easy once you understand a few key things. Triggers are programming using the easy drop-down menu tool inside the custom scenario map editor which the game comes with, so you don't need to buy anything extra. Everything's basics to advanced is already there. Alright, let's just jump right in it. First click map editor, then create custom scenario. So I'll back out to show you that. Map editor, create scenario, blank map. Once inside, the first thing you need to figure out is how big of a map you want. Click the map at the top left, which I already am on. Map size, let's go with large 8 player. So you determine what size map you want to start with. Bamboo, you don't want everything bamboo because this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be too much work to get rid of that. So I start with some sort of dirt. Just something basic. Let's go left to right here. Terrain. This is where you can find all your terrains. Some of them are new with user patch 1.5 if you are familiar with that on Voobly. Join Voobly, it's a great community of online elevation, cliffs, and you got your map copy, which map copy is actually new and approved. You can actually select exactly what you want, it will give you exactly what you selected. It's pretty good. Next is players, how many players you're going to want. Number of players are here, so you want, I don't know, however many, 8. Then you can select, let's say, any player you want. Let's say player 4. You can give them the food, stone, population, wood, gold. You can change their color even. Personality, if you're making some sort of map where you don't want the AI to move, you would go to personality none, or if you have in a mobile script inside your AoE files, you can put a mobile and they won't move as well. You can click the starting age, you can put whatever age they want. Depending on what age you put here is what build, like if you place down buildings, which is the next spot I'm going to show you, which is units. If you, let's say you put down a stable, well, that stable is in feudal, or sorry, dark. So if you were to, let's say, put in post-imperial, it would switch to a post-imperial. So that's important if you're looking for a certain look. Let's say you want an older look as opposed to the more advanced look. And so yeah, units. So this is where you can place buildings, whatever you want. Units. Place some units down, whatever you want. Heroes. You might see this a lot in custom scenario. A Robin Hood. Genghis Khan. You got diplomacy. Here you can set everyone's diplomacy from player 1 all the way to player 8. You can put enemy, neutral. This is important stuff if you are making a RPG or a TD, tower defense for custom scenario. Global victory, standard, conquest. Standard will be what you want it to be. However you set up the triggers, which I'll get into later. Conquest, time limit. Options here, you can disable units, so like player 1, if you don't want them to have barracks, they're not going to be able to train barracks for the villagers. You can click that over, it's disabled on the disabled list. You know, farms, houses, whatever. It has also units, you can stop them from producing certain units from buildings, or text from research text. You just transfer them over there. If you want all of them, you just click this double arrow, all of them. They won't be able to research anything at all unless you program it in the triggers, which I'll get to later. So that's options. Disable buildings, units, text, full text tree. Messages. This is just like scenario instructions, hints in your drop-down menu, hints, victory, scout, and if the person gets a defeated game, the loss, if you whatever you want to say in the loss. It's all very customizable. Everything to this game is right here to your advantage. Alright, triggers. This is the main thing. So, the first thing you gotta do is create a new trigger. This is the list of all your triggers. It's gonna be on this top list. Alright, so show you there. They're red because there's nothing there or there's something wrong. If you see red, it most likely means that there's something wrong with the trigger. So you need to double check. Then you're on 0. Your trigger 0 here. You can see trigger name. I'll name it to demo 1 just to show you. Okay, so now it's demo 1. Over here, by display objective, I'll get into display objective another time, not this video. I'm just going to do basics here. Trigger starting state off, on. So when you open up the map or open up the game, do you want the trigger to be on, which is active, or off because you might want it to activate later? I'll get more into that on another video, I believe. This video is going to be more basic. I'm just going to show you around and we'll get into the more difficult aspects another time, I think. First thing to do when you have a trigger is what do you want to do? First thing that I always do, and I think most people need, is a condition for their effect. So the condition, there's many of them here. It's bring object to area, objects in area, own fewer objects in the area, if you destroy an object, if you capture an object, if you accumulate enough gold, stone, wood, a timer that goes off. What other useful ones are there? Random percent is a new one. That's like a randomizer almost. It's like a luck of the draw type of trigger. It's pretty cool. So let's just go with objects in area. So this is what you'll see very much in a lot of the triggers, is the source player. The source player is the player that this effect is going to trigger. So player 1, we always do player 1. You don't always do player 1, you choose player 1, you choose player 2, whatever one you want, but for me, I'm player 1 and I'm going to be controlling player 1. So this is what I'm knowing is going to work when I test it, or when I play it. Because I won't be player 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until I play online and someone else hosts, right? Quantity is 1 or 2 or 3, whatever, however many units you want to be activating whatever effect you want. So this is a condition. Condition means what condition is met before it activates what I'm going to show you in a little bit. So condition, I'm going to put 1 unit. 1 means 1 unit. And I'm going to put, you can drag out how big you want. You can make it how small you want. I'll put it right here like this. So this little square here, when my 1 unit, any unit from player 1 goes inside this square, it will trigger an effect. So first thing I'm going to do is make sure that area doesn't, make sure that I remember where it is. It's inside this little area right here. Okay. Also going to put down I don't know, samurai outside that circle, just to give you an example. And I'm going to put a flag. Not player 1 flag though. If I were to put player 1 flag here, it would actually activate the trigger because this also counts as a unit. So I'll put I don't know, any other flag for now. Even Gaia will work. I'll put player 8. Okay, then you go back. Thing, see? It's inside there, inside that black circle. Then, when my samurai enters this circle, the square, these are the effects. So this is everything that could affect buildings, units, anything in the game. You got send chat, play a sound, tribute a player, unlock a gate, activate a trigger, deactivate a trigger, create object, task an object, all the way from changing names to HP to attack. So I'm going to change the name. I'm going to put Scorpion. That's my name on Age of Empires. And you select Set Object. Set Object if the object is on the map already. Set Area if the unit is not on the map already. Seeing that my samurai is there, I'm going to select Set Object. I'm going to click the object, then I'm going to click Go to Object, just to make sure that that object is properly placed. If I were to use Set Area, then I would select player 1. Then I would select area of where my samurai will be. Then I would click go to area. You only have to do one or the other. You don't have to do both. I'm also going to change the HP, the health points of my unit, to 5,000. Okay. And I'm going to increase the speed by a ridiculous amount, 100%. Speed is percentage. So 100%. And I think I'm going to send it to myself a chat. To player 1, source player 1. I'm going to send a chat saying level 2. Okay, so he leveled up by going there. You can also change the condition from instead of being in the area, you can change it to a accumulate attribute kills. So like once you reach a certain amount of kills, he can also reach this type of effect. Anything you want, really. Alright, let's see if it works. Always select save. I'm going to call it tutorial. Save it. If you don't save it, something can happen and you lost your work. You don't want to do that. Then you go to test. After you're done saving, click test. Alright. Here's my elite samurai. Basic stats, basic everything. He's going to be walking. There we go.
Yes.
Oh, so you see what happened. It didn't work.
Yes.
And why is that?
Yes.
Let's go check it out. This is what you will encounter. And the reason why it didn't work, trigger starting state off. So I didn't turn the trigger on because maybe I didn't want to do it at that point in time. Maybe I want to do it, somewhere deep into the game where you wanted this activated another time. So I click on, go back to test.
Yes. Equivalent. Yay.
Bang. Level 2, Scorpion, 5,000 HP.
Yes.
And look at my speed.
Yay.
100% speed.
Equivalent.
Simple
Yes.
as that.
Yes.
What else can I show you before we end this video? Let's see here, you can display instructions. Displaying instructions, you can put the timer for how long the instructions are going to pop up on the screen. So let's say 40. Number sign is 0 is the top, right here. 1 is just below that, and 2 is the lowest you can go, which is almost the middle of the screen. So we'll keep it at 0. To change colors of the chat text, just use something like this. For blue, make a space, and put Scorpion. I am level 2 now. And that will show something like this. Computer's being defeated because there's nothing. I am level 2 now, so you see? And a send chat. That send chat is just for me. The blue chat is everyone can see that. And the little white chat, which is a send chat instead of a display instruction, just me. I can only see that. If you want to send private messages to players instead of flooding the chat with information. And I think, let me see what else I can show you before we go here. Research technology. You have all the text here. If you ever want to give a player a technology, all of them here. It's great. Your ballistics, cartography, everything. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. That was a good introduction. Give that a try. If you like this video, click like, and I will make a little bit more of a more advanced video, the next one, showing you a little bit more in depth what we can do with triggers and terrain. But I think we'll stop there. Alright, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys later.